So how do you move forward? How can you revamp your investment strategy for better results? Start by educating yourself. The more you learn about different asset classes, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions. Read books, watch educational videos like this one, and engage with other investors to broaden your understanding. Learning from experienced investors and experts can help you avoid common pitfalls and give you new strategies to consider. Next, create a solid financial plan. Your plan should include a diverse range of investments: stocks, bonds, real estate, and even different currencies. Don't just focus on dinar. Diversifying your investments helps spread out the risk and increase your chances of success. Set long-term financial goals and figure out what you want your money to do for you, not just in terms of returns, but in achieving the lifestyle and financial freedom you desire. Also, make sure to practice risk management. Understand how much you're willing to lose in your investments, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. This will keep you from making risky decisions based on desperation or fear. Stay updated on economic trends and news that might impact your investments. The world of finance is constantly changing, so staying informed will allow you to make timely, strategic decisions. Lastly, connect with others who are also learning and investing. Join forums, social media groups, or communities where you can share knowledge, insights, and experiences. Now let's talk about currency revaluation. A revaluation occurs when a government increases the value of its currency in relation to others. For many dinar speculators, the idea of the Iraqi dinar's potential revaluation has been a source of great hope. Iraq's dinar has fluctuated greatly over the years, and after the Iraq War, many believed that as the country stabilized, the dinar would see a significant increase in value. However, 5 years after the war, this hasn't materialized. Some investors are hoping that a potential Trump presidency will trigger this revaluation, believing that his past decisions related to global markets, including oil prices, could lead to a surge in the dinar's value. The optimism stems from the belief that Trump might take certain actions that could benefit Iraq's economy. However, the reality is that even 2 months into Trump's presidency, there hasn't been significant change in policies regarding the dinar. This raises the question, how much of this optimism is based on solid facts, and how much is driven by wishful thinking? A lot of the hype around the dinar comes from online forums and social media, where people share their hopes, fears, and predictions about the dinar's future. These communities can be valuable, but they can also be misleading. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, but it's crucial to approach speculation with caution. Emotional decisions often cloud judgment, and speculation can lead to bad financial choices. Iraq's economy is heavily influenced by oil prices, and any fluctuation in global oil markets can have a direct impact on the value of the dinar. Even if Trump takes steps to support Iraq, the state of the global oil market remains a key factor. Welcome back to the channel, everyone! My name is Ali, and you're tuned into Iraqi Dinar, the place where we dive deep into the latest news, updates, and insights surrounding Iraq's economy, financial reforms, and much more. If you're someone who's been following the incredible shifts in Iraq's financial landscape, you're in the right place. Today's update is packed with massive developments that you simply can't afford to miss. From Iraq's evolving trade relations with the United States to groundbreaking financial reforms that will transform the country's financial system, we've got a lot to talk about. These changes are going to have a monumental impact on Iraq's future, so stick with us to get all the details. Let's kick things off with trade relations between Iraq and the U.S. This is something many of us have been waiting for, especially considering the growing economic ties between the two nations. The Iraqi Prime Minister has been very vocal about the country's direction, and it's becoming clear that major steps are being taken to reshape Iraq's relationship with the U.S. in ways we haven't seen before. Recent data from the Ministry of Commerce has revealed an interesting fact. While Iraq imports a significant amount of goods from the U.S., the majority of these products are not coming directly from American markets. Instead, they're funneled through third-party countries. Now, this is a crucial insight because it completely changes the way we think about Iraq's trade practices with the U.S. It's not a case of simple, direct imports. Instead, Iraq is engaging in a more indirect form of trade. This issue hasn't gone unnoticed, and in response, Prime Minister Muhammad Shia al-Sudani has outlined a bold strategy to change that. He's proposed a series of steps that will fundamentally alter the dynamics of trade between Iraq and the U.S., with the goal of strengthening economic ties and boosting Iraq's economic growth. So what are these steps? The first step is to open more avenues for U.S. distributors and commercial agencies to operate directly within Iraq. For years, there's been pent-up demand for American products, and this move will make it much easier for Iraqi businesses and consumers to access a broader range of American goods. This is a game-changer for Iraqi businesses that rely on imports from the U.S. and will likely drive increased trade and commerce between the two countries. Next up, the Iraqi government is putting a major focus on enhancing banking services between Iraq and the U.S. This is a crucial aspect of the trade strategy, as modern banking infrastructure and efficient financial transactions are essential for successful trade relationships. By upgrading Iraq's banking system, the government aims to make it faster and more reliable for businesses to send and receive payments with American companies. This behind-the-scenes improvement might seem small at first glance, but in reality, it has the potential to have a huge impact on Iraq's economy, particularly for businesses involved in international trade. The third step is more diplomatic in nature. Prime Minister al-Sudani is setting up a dedicated team that will work directly with American officials to facilitate these discussions. This team will focus on strengthening long-term economic ties between the two nations, ensuring that Iraq's best interests are represented in negotiations and agreements. This is an essential part of the strategy because cultivating strong, stable relationships with the U.S. will benefit Iraq for years to come. Finally, and this is perhaps the most important part, the Iraqi government has directed the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Finance, and Trade to open formal dialogues with their U.S. counterparts. These conversations will align both nations' goals and help ensure that their trade relations are coordinated and effective. This collaborative effort will provide a strong foundation for future agreements and initiatives aimed at strengthening Iraq's economy and trade position globally. These 4 steps represent the Iraqi government's commitment to improving its economic future, especially through a more robust partnership with the U.S. The key takeaway here is that the government isn't just talking about making improvements. They're taking action, and these changes will likely have a profound impact on Iraq's economic landscape. But don't think that's the end of the story, because Iraq is in the midst of an even bigger overhaul in its financial system. Now let's dive into what's happening in Iraq's financial sector. Over the past few months, the country has been quietly preparing for what can only be described as a major transformation in its economy and governance. The Central Bank of Iraq recently made a major announcement that should have everyone sitting up and paying attention. Just this past Monday, the bank revealed a comprehensive reform plan aimed at modernizing Iraq's private banking sector. This is huge, and it's something that many of us have been hoping to see for years. The plan, which involves collaboration between the central bank, the government, and private banking institutions, aims to create a more modern, efficient, and flexible financial system in Iraq. What's so exciting about this reform is that it's not just about making the financial system more efficient. This reform is also designed to promote financial inclusion across Iraq, meaning more people will have access to banking services regardless of their location or financial status. This could help lift more people into the formal economy, opening doors for small businesses and individuals who have previously been excluded from accessing financial products. Let's break down the key components of the reform plan. Improving financial inclusion. The plan prioritizes expanding access to banking services for all Iraqis. This includes reaching people in remote areas and those who may have been underserved by the traditional banking system. More inclusive access to financial services is vital for empowering individuals and fostering entrepreneurship, which is critical for economic growth. Raising efficiency and productivity in the private banking sector. This part of the reform plan focuses on making Iraq's private banks more effective and competitive. By improving the operations of these banks, Iraq will be better positioned to handle the needs of its growing economy. This could also lead to lower costs for consumers, better customer service, and more innovative financial products.